And plus what happened, the people can able to buy to their new phones, isn't it? Because when the WhatsApps are upgrading day by day, the we want a the very capable phone, isn't it? Same like that, HTML and CSS also will work like that. Now without wasting time, okay, I want to be discussed to the this thing also. CSS 4 version also is right now under development, but still it is the unofficial. Okay, unofficial news we have. I cannot able to say that this is the official news we have. Unofficial news are there in the like a rumors type. There's still right now the what is that, World Wide Web Consortium are making to their CSS 4, but right now still is not there. Okay, now let's start to the first. Whenever we are learning any kind of programming language, the major we are focusing, that is called to the syntax. Every programming language are going to start with your syntax, isn't it? What is the meaning of syntax? Syntax means it's a grammar, it is the structure about your programming language, isn't it? In previously also HTML, C programming language, C++, Python, lot of programming language, whatever we learn, that we have their own syntax, isn't it? Same like that, CSS also having their own syntax is there. Okay, let's do this, see this thing. In CSS means cascading style sheet, a selector, properties, and values are the fundamental concept to use to the style and the format your HTML element on a web page. Means if you want to design the thing, the selector, properties, and values, these three things will be helping you to write the syntax. Okay, now let's understand one by one what is the selector, what is the property, and what is the value. Okay, so I am going to, this is, I wrote a lot of the theory relevant to the what is the selector, what is the property, and what is your value. So what happened, I'm going to skip this thing and I want to show to the practically this thing. Okay, so before I want to write to the programming language, what I want to do, let me minimize this thing. I am going to create one folder over here in my desktop. Right click, new, one folder I will be going to create. This folder name I will be giving over here CSS practice. Okay, enter button. Right now folder is ready. I want to open this folder using by VS Code. So obviously I'm going in the search engine, search over here VS Code. Let me click over here, and then I want to be open from my file that particular folder. Okay, let me choose to the location. Location is the desktop, and I want to be select the CSS practice. Let me click over here. Right now when I clicked over here, I am inside of my practical folder. Unnecessary things will be open. Let me close properly. Right now it's look very clean, isn't it? Now what happen I will be doing, I said that if you want to use the CSS, important HTML file. If you don't have the HTML file, CSS will be not going to work. So I'm going to click over here plus sign. That's why guys, if you are directly watching to this video, don't watch, learn first your HTML, because HTML is the important for the CSS purpose. Okay, so first suppose I'm creating one file, that name is normal try. Okay, try, because I want to try something. Dot HTML extension. HTML is the hypertext markup language, which one is the bone of your website. Let me hit enter button. So right now over here my HTML is there. Now I want to bring to the boilerplate. When you, how to bring to the boilerplate, shift exclamation mark and the enter button. Boilerplate is ready, and over here I can write the title, that is called CSS practice. Okay, I'm doing to the CSS practice. Control S saved, right click and the open with your live server. Okay, it's take a little bit time to open with the live server. Only one time it's take time, later it will be not taking time. So you can check over here, the title is the CSS practice and my file name is try.html. Now let me show you what is the, or how we can apply to the syntax of your CSS. First of all, if I want to write the syntax, major I want one HTML element, isn't it? As a temporary, I will be going to create one element. You can create any element which one you want. Suppose I want to create, I like to the h1 element because it's very big also and bold also, so we can understand to the thing. So I'm going to select, or I can going to write one HTML element. Okay, so sorry for disturbance, little bit there are noise was there. Okay, so h1 tag, or we can say h1 element we are writing. Tag means what? Like this is the opening tag, this is the closing tag. When you have to be both opening and closing, we can say one HTML element, isn't it? H1 element. Over here I'm going to write these things like I have the heading is over here, heading tag. Okay, control s saved. Okay, let me check inside of your browser. You can check right now, heading tag is there. Now consider you already having a tags, you can write which tag you want, it doesn't matter. I like h1, that's why I do. Okay, so h1 tag is there. Now what happened, I want to apply this h1 tag purpose a styling. So there we have to the three way we can add to the CSS, but which one I think so we'll learn in your HTML. I will be using to the same way. Okay, that particular way. So what I am doing, I will be creating to the style tag. Style tag is a not part of your CSS. Style tag is a part of your HTML. But inside of this style tag, whatever we are writing, that is the part of your CSS, that is the part of your syntax. Okay, CSS syntax. Right now whatever the syntax is going on, this all syntax including your style, it is the part of your HTML. Okay, and there is guys important thing also, don't create if you are using the internal CSS, this is we call as an internal CSS. Don't use the internal CSS up inside of the body, always appear inside of the head. By the reason, because of HTML is a what is we can say, one is a compiler and interpreter. So your HTML is a interpreter programming language. Interpreter means what? It is read to your code line by line. So if suppose you are writing to the HTML tag first, and below if you are writing to the your style, then what happens? First your tag will be the load, and then second your CSS will be the load. So we want first CSS load, then tag will be directly appear with the style. Okay, there is a concept we have. Now let's go. I'm going to paste to the CSS tag inside of your heading section. Let me remove this thing. You can check also on internet. There are every people are writing to the internal CSS inside of to the head section. Okay, now let's understand to the CSS syntax. Now check it over here as per our slides. Okay, CSS syntax. CSS syntax are we can create using by three things. Number one, selector, second, property, and third one is your value. Okay, let's to do that. So we have over here first the selector. There are the different selectors are present. Right now whatever the selector we are using, that selector name is, or that the selector type is, we have the different types of the selector. But right now whatever the present over here selector, or which one we will going to learn, that selector is a element selector. Okay, let me select the element. What is my element? H1. So I will be going to write my selector H1 over here. Did you get it? I will be going to identify what is my element, what element I want to design. I want to design the H1 element. That's why my selector name is what? H1. After letter, brackets open, curly brackets open, and curly brackets close. This is we can say as a declaration. So this is declaration. Inside of the declaration you will be declare what is the property and what is the value. Okay, so let's go. Suppose I want to color right now, I want to color my h1 tag. So what happen? I will be going to write one property. Check it, property. There are different properties are there, which one we will going to learn a later. But right now if I want to change the color, I am writing to the property one, that is called color. Check it over here. Color is a property, then your colon, and after it is end with the semicolon. Then I am going to write before the semicolon, that is your value. Suppose I want a value should be the red. Control as saved, go back to your again web page